Well, hello again and welcome back to the workshop, or to my workshop, which is a little bit different from my last video on the Agatha Christie books. This time it's still a little bit different because I've been asked to look at something quite different for me. I usually am concerned with looking at radios and radiograms, record players, decks and stereo systems, stuff like that. But this time the person that I mended the dance set for passed my name to someone else. It's a wonderful thing, isn't it? Passing names around and word of mouth. Anyway, I was contacted by another guy who has a small studio, and he said, would you look at my WEM amplifier for me? So I explained to him that it's not my specialist subject, guitar amplifiers, but yes, of course I would have a look. I always like to accept a challenge. And in front of me, as you saw just now, is a WEM amplifier. It contains a Watkins Dominator amplifier in it, which has 6 valves, 2 ECC83s, 2 matched EL84s for the output pair, and an EZ81 as the DC rectifier valve. And I quite inquired what the problem was, and he said, well, occasionally after it's been on for a little while, I'm getting smoke coming out of some of the jack sockets on the front, the unused microphone jacks. There's this whiff of smoke and this really odd smell. So I asked him how to describe the smell, and he said, well, it's not like an electrical smell, like a plug or anything like that. It's a weird smell. So anyway, yes, I took it off him. I disassembled it, and it's on my bench behind me. And I did some voltage checks on it, which I'll show you in a minute, for all the different pins of every valve in there. Found some of them to be a bit low. And after it's been on for about 5 or 6 minutes, I got this smell. It was not a plastic smell, but it was a strange smell. And it took me back to when I used to work on PCBs of early amplifiers. And the smell, I thought, was the resin that the PCB board was made of. So I examined it, and this is what I found. Hidden away under the lip of the chassis, I found this burnout point on the PCB, and this was exactly the point where they said that smoke was emanating from one of the jack sockets. It was adjacent to it. So the next thing to do was to identify this on the circuit diagram, and then of course to clean the whole thing up. Just going to show you the whole circuit diagram and then a little bit of detail of the actual point where this fault was occurring. Don't know whether it was due to damp, wet or what. Anyway, it needed cleaning up, and I think that might then correct the fault. In order to clean the damaged PCB, I took one of my little wire rotary brushes, fitted it to my small DC motor type drill, which is usually used for drilling, but it's ideally suited for these little cleaning tools, and then erased the surface of the damaged part of the PCB, and got rid of all that, and made sure it was clean. And then I then got a small polishing brush, and then polished away the surface to make sure that it was all nice and clean. Having done that, of course, I would clean it all up, a little bit of switch cleaner, and then a little bit of varnish on the top to stop the same problem happening again. So that was the repair job, and this is the result after all my hard work. Well, after much work, it's looking much better now. Cleaned everything up and also remade a lot of the PCB underboard connections and tidied them up a bit, and also checked the rest of the board for any problems. Had to make a couple of new solder joints, but generally all now is well. Well, there's a machine finished, all cleaned up and reassembled, and hopefully this is going to give lots of really good service in the future. As I say, it was manufactured in the early 70s, so it's got a good few years under its belt, but hopefully a good few more to go. Lovely amplifier. Watkins really knew how to build them. Well, that's it for this job. The WEM amplifier, first one I've worked on, very interesting to work on and very beautiful to work on, really. All discrete components, all hand wired into the Watkins amplifier, and it's all back together. It's sounding good on just in test signals and stuff like that. What it really needs, of course, is a guitar plugged into it and someone actually driving it into distortion. I said distortion wrong, didn't I? Into distortion, just to get the real sound of it. I've had it running for hours and hours. There's no smells from it now, and there's absolutely no crackles. So I'm quite pleased with that. I don't suppose I'll see another one for a while. I have a Technic stacking system to do next, but more about that in the next video. It's early 70s again, maybe mid 70s, I'm not really sure, but it consists of the complete stacking system, the deck and the CD player, tuner, amplifier and twin cassette decks as well. So that could be fun. So someone wants that restored. It used to belong to their father and they like to have it all back working again and play some of the music on it that he used to play. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. As I say, the next video will be a tech video, and thank you to all my subscribers, even those of you who didn't go too much on the Agatha Christie stuff. But yes, it's back in the workshop now, and I'm finished, so I think I'm going to go indoors, make myself a cup of coffee, maybe sneak a chocolate biscuit, and read an Agatha Christie novel just to relax. Anyway, thank you for watching, and as always, take care.